Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Fern Learning. Today I'm going to discuss with you all the physical properties of metals and non-metals. So you would be able to distinguish between metals and non-metals used in daily life based on their physical properties. So let's begin. Metals and non-metals. So we are going to discuss the physical properties of metals and non-metals. You would be able to distinguish between the physical properties among metals and non-metal, and after that you would be able to suggest reason or justify the application of these physical properties in our daily life. So before I begin with the physical properties, let us look at the periodic table. As far as now, there are 118 elements known in the periodic table. And do you know this periodic table? Out of 118 elements, majorities are metal. You can see here the ones which are highlighted in red are metals. The one which are dark purple, that are non-metals, and you can see there is a zigzag line. That are the metalloids, means they show both properties, and metals and non-metals both. But we have to first understand how we can distinguish between metals and non-metals. So let's start with the first property, physical state. How these elements are occurring in the nature, if they are metal and if they are non-metal. So first is the metal. Metals are usually occurred in the nature in the form of solid state. If you will think of hammer, or you can see the electric wiring, or you can see the electronics or utensils, anything. These are all metals which are in solid state. But yes, there is an exception to mercury, which is the one is solid, but it is liquid at room temperature. You can see mercury which is used in the thermometers. So it's the only liquid metal at room temperature is there. On the other hand, non-metals, they exist in all the three physical states, but the majority of them, they exist in the form of gas like nitrogen, oxygen, chlorine. But there is a one liquid among the non-metal which is bromine, and there are few other solids like carbon, iodine and sulfur. So you have to remember the exceptions too. So physical state, this property, metals are hard. Metals exist in the solid state, and the non-metals on the other side, they exist in all the three states of matter. Now in terms of hardness, metals, as they are in solid state, they are usually hard or very hard. That's why they are used in the construction purposes, machinery, building, electronics or the utensils. So that all these metals are used in this form of our daily life. Except there are the three metals which are very soft, lithium, sodium and potassium. Whereas non-metals, they are generally soft. Think of the pencil lead. You can break it very easily. But there is an exception to the carbon, which exists in the form of diamond and graphite both. But the diamond form of carbon is very hard. You know, diamond is the hardest substance. So non-metals are generally soft, but there are exceptions too. Next property is the appearance, the lustrous. Metals are lustrous. Luster means the shiny appearance. So they have shiny appearance. That's why they are used in making jewelries, showcases. So, and on the other hand, the non-metals are dull. If you look at the wood, if you look at the pencil lead, all these are dull. But here, this case, the exceptions are iodine and diamond again. Iodine exists in the form of crystals, and diamond you have seen already. It's very shiny non-metal. Then the property is malleable. Now malleable means they can be beaten into sheets. If you hammer the metal, it can be beaten into the sheets very easily. That's why they can be used in the curved shapes of car fenders, fan, etc., making utensils, or the aluminium foil which we are using in our daily life. So this property can be used in our daily life in this way. And the gold is the most malleable metal. Next is the ductile. Metals are ductile, means they can be drawn into wires. Now when they can be drawn into wires, They can be used for soldering wire, chains, electric wires, you know, the electricity, the wires. So because they can be drawn into thin wires, and that can be used in this purposes. Next is the non-metals. What about non-metals? If you think of the pencil lead again, if you think of the wood, all these are brittle. They can break very easily. So you can't make any sheets, or you can't make wires out of them. So they are very brittle. Exception again is the diamond, because when you hammer, it does not break. So so this means the non-metals are brittle. Next property is the conduction of heat. If you imagine your mother is cooking food at home, or you are using utensils, what they are made up of? They are metals, like even it is a pan or cooker. Because of the property of the metals, they can conduct heat very easily. So that's why if you see the base of the pan or the tawa or the cooker or any kind, if you take the spoon and put it in the flame, you will feel that the spoon is becoming hot, and you can feel it by touching the spoon handle. So they can conduct heat very easily. They are used in the industrial purposes as well. Whereas the non-metal, they don't conduct heat. That's why if you see the cookers, pan or any, their handle is made up of the non-metal, so that you will not get hurt while cooking or while using air for any other purpose. So if you see the tawa or cooker, it is made up of this black color handle, which is a non-metal. So it's a bad conductor of heat, so you will not get hurt. So it is used in that. Next is the conduction of electricity. It's very common in our house. If you see the electric wires, there is a copper wire is there, because it's a good conductor of electricity. So metals are very good conductor of electricity. They are used in making electric wires, cables, even in the electronic circuits like a TV, then you can see in the refrigerator or any other electronic devices, the metals are used to conduct electricity. Whereas in other case, in the non-metals, they don't conduct electricity. If you think of the pencil lead again, which is an exceptional case here, the pencil lead or the graphite form of carbon is good conductor of electricity. Rest all the non-metals are bad conductors. So these non-metals are used for the covering of the wires. If you see any wire into your home, whether you are using the mobile charger or laptop charger, there is a plastic coating inside. There is a wire, so this plastic coating is made up of non-metal, due to which you will not get any electric shock. Next property is sonorous. Sonorous means they produce a ringing sound when hit. And you know, when you go to temple, or you can just check any metal, you can take a spoon and hit to a bowl of steel, this will produce a ringing sound. This property is used to make bells, and this is the sonorous. So metals are sonorous. Where on the other hand, if you think of the pencil lead again, or the wood or the pan's plastic handle, if you hit on them, they will not produce any sound, any ringing sound. So they are not sonorous. Now, as the metals, they are very hard, so they have very high melting point. So they are used in the places where there is exposure to high temperatures, like if you think of the grilling, barbecue, or in the industrial purpose. So these are used because they can resist to a very higher temperature. But what about non-metals? They are occurring in the form of majority of them are gases, where very one is liquid and few are solids. So they have very low melting point. So we can't use industrially where the high resistance to high temperature is required, except diamond form of carbon, where diamond can resist to a very high temperature. So this are all the properties, and this is the table where you can differentiate based on the property whichever I discussed. Now, if you have any application which is asked, which is relating to the properties, you can very easily justify by giving the reason, stating the property, like aluminium foil, why aluminium foils are used. So you can easily justify by using the property. Malleability, as aluminium is a metal, it's a malleable, so it can be beaten into sheets. That's why it is used in the foil. So similarly, for any examples in daily life, it depends upon their property, whether it is a metal or non-metal. I hope you understood the explanation. If not, please comment your queries in the comment section. And please like and subscribe and share my video. Thank you.